I want to talk about documentaries. So when you first see this, it's been a couple of weeks since we got the news that Bergling, also known as Avicii, had died. Something that struck enormously hard here in Sweden. But me personally, I had a very strange reaction to the whole thing because, I mean, obviously I know about the songs and I've heard them. I mean, I worked at the radio when some of his songs, the most popular ones, were playing. But I didn't have a personal relationship, sort of in any way, aside from hearing the songs on the radio. I didn't even know the guy's name, his real name. But I saw that a lot of my friends were devastated by this, and I was thinking back to how I reacted to when Michael Jackson passed away, or the author Astrid Lindgren and stuff like that. So a lot of people were talking about this documentary that was available on Swedish state television play, and so about a week after he had passed, we decided to watch it. And somehow I felt like if I had watched this documentary like a year ago or something, then I think that the announcement of his death would have struck me even harder, because watching that you get a sense of on a deeper level of who he was and how hard he worked and how incredibly talented he was as a composer, not just someone who's like flipping switches, but as a composer, and how admired he was within the music industry for this. So I think my takeaway from this whole experience is that I would like to watch more documentaries about cultural personalities, musicians, painters, who knows, and especially maybe about those that I know nothing about, or even areas that I don't really have any interest in, because maybe that can broaden my perspective on things. Watching, I don't know, documentaries about tattoos, or documentaries about country music and stuff like that. I mean, a few weeks ago I watched a documentary about the band Chicago, which is a band, I mean, I've listened to a lot of their songs, but I knew nothing about the band, nothing about the actual band. And when you watch stuff like that, you get a deeper sense of stuff that you don't know anything about, which I think is actually something that builds character, that builds your knowledge of how the world works beyond the specific interest that you have that adheres to you. So I think my little, I don't know, tip of the day is maybe to have a look at whatever service you're using and see if that service has documentaries, and just, I don't know, get a deeper sense of stuff that you have no clue about. Because sometimes, even though you're might not be interested in the topic, it can be presented in a way that gets you interested. Have you had any moments like this recently, where you've started watching something that you did not expect that you would, and then you got a deeper sense of what that was and what that meant to you? Let me know in the comments. And yes, we lost probably one of our biggest, contemporary stars in Sweden. And it's only now that I can understand that. Good talk.